by the screen door, with my name half gone. A paper cup of coffee and a crowd moved on. My boots know every mile, from Jackson down to Rome. But the mirror in the truck stop don't call me home.
You came in like a headline in a faded summer dress. I was all bad luck and pride. You were all grace and yeah.
Blue vinyl boots, stay close. Blue vinyl boots, don't move. I lost my shine on the highway, then I found it looking at you. Blue vinyl boots, blue vinyl boots. You laughed at my old stories like they still had fire. Said fame's just smoke on a back road, and regret's a cheap tire. Your hand brushed mine like mercy at the edge of the trail. You wore the kind of sorrow that don't ever run away.
I was built on pretty corners and promises left in bars.
You were moonlight on a tired face and a scar behind your stars. Blue vinyl boots, stay close. Blue vinyl boots, don't move. I lost my shine on the highway, then I found it looking at you. Signs keep on burning past the diner and the creek.
I hear my younger self calling from a life I couldn't keep.
If I fade before tomorrow, let this night be what I choose. A little truth, a little sorrow, and your hand across the booze. Blue vinyl boots, stay close. Blue vinyl boots, don't move. I lost my shine on the highway, then I found it looking at you. Blue vinyl boots, hold tight. Blue vinyl boots, like proof that a man can break in silence We'll come back to something true. Met you out by Needles with a suitcase and a grin. My boots had road dust on them, your dress let the night come in. I was 20 years of hard luck, you were honey in the sun. My old truck I'd load like it knew what I'd become. You laughed at my worn hat, I looked at that deep blue lace. Two drifters in a fading light, trying not to say too much to face. Roll on, desert mile, keep that hurt in line. Roll on, desert mile, let her ride with mine. When the sunset burns out slow and the highway lets us go. Roll on, desert mile, don't leave this thing behind. We shared a flask at Barstow near a diner off the bend. You told me about your mama and the church where you'd begin. I told you about the honky tonks, the nights that took my name. You traced the scar on my right hand like you knew the shape of pain. You leaned on my shoulder as the tires sang through the sand. I felt the years come falling off just from touching your hand. Roll on, desert mile, keep that hurt in line. Roll on, desert mile, let her ride with mine. When the sunset burns out slow and the highway lets us go. Desert mile, don't leave this thing behind. Maybe we were passing through, maybe that was all, but I still hear your laughter in the gravel by the wall. And every time the wind turns dry, I swear I see your eyes on that long black ribbon cutting through the sky. Roll on, desert mile, keep that hurt in line. Roll on, desert mile, let her ride with mine. When the sunset burns out slow and the highway lets us go. poured one by the gate, said, son, I paid my dues. Boots worn thin on the heel, like the truth you can't undo. That old truck in the yard still wears a coat of dust, and the girl in that red dress looks at him like he was once enough. Sun low on the chrome, he tips his hat to time. One hand on the wheel, one hand on a broken line. I hear him say my name like it's a prayer he knows. Then the highway starts to call, and the tumble of the road. Dust on the dash, burn in the glass, whiskey in the can, and a love that didn't last. Dust on the dash, we ride it out at last. Old heart, young queen, gone where the wide roads pass. Oh, dust on the dash. She leaned on the passenger door with her boots and her gold chain, laughing like a spark in the middle of a dry lane. He kept his eyes ahead, but she could read his face. Every mile between them was a memory he couldn't shake. Sun low on the chrome, he tips his hat to time. One hand on the wheel, one hand on a broken line. I hear him say my name like it's a prayer he knows. Then the highway starts to call, and the tumble of the road. Dust on the dash, burn in the glass, whiskey in the can, and a love that didn't last. Dust on the dash, we ride it out at last. Old heart, young queen, gone where the wide roads pass. Oh, dust on the dash, let the engine groan, let the night come on. He's a legend in the rear view, still riding till he's gone. She's a ribbon in the sunset, he's a scar and a song, and the county line keeps fading while they drive the herd along. Dust on the dash, burn in the glass, whiskey in the can, and a love that didn't last. Dust on the dash, we ride it out at last. Old heart, young queen, gone where the wide roads pass. Dust on the dash. Oh, dust on the dash. I pulled in on fumes and prayer to that tavern off Route 9. My boots were caked in red clay from the road I left behind. And then I saw you by the jukebox in that denim cut so fine. With that deep blue neckline, you stole the last of my time. You laughed like summer glass, I felt my old heart wake. One look and all them miles started rattling in my shake. Dusty boots and lace, you were flame in a roadside place. Dusty boots and lace. took my years away. I told you I was just passing, headed west before the dawn. You said, cowboy, don't be lying, 'cause your eyes kept hanging on. We danced slow on worn-out boards where the old fans pushed the heat, and your hand found mine like trouble right there in front of God and me. That sunset split the glass, turned your hair to fire, and every broken vow came up a little higher. Dusty boots and lace, you were flame in a roadside place. Dusty boots and lace, I was gone in your mercy face. Ooh, I was gone in the dark soft sway. Dusty boots and lace, you took my years away. Now I drive that same black ribbon with your perfume on my shirt, and the songs from that old tavern still know how to hurt. If love was only borrowing, then I paid in full with pride, 'cause I left with my old cowboy soul, but you rode home in my mind. Dusty boots and lace, you were flame in a roadside place. Dusty boots and lace, I was gone in your mercy face. Ooh, I was gone in the dark soft sway. Dusty boots and lace, you took my years away. Dusty boots and lace still haunt me night and day. I park where the gravel ends, by the side door glow. You came in wearing black, like you already knew the road. I had a ring in my pocket and a tear in my throat. You laughed at some old joke, and I nearly lost control. Old jukebox, don't you start, I can't take that tune tonight. She looked at me like trouble, and I look back like goodbye. Whiskey on my breath, neon on my sleeve. You got that kind of pretty that leaves a man in need. Whiskey on my breath, you were gone before I knew. Whiskey on my breath, neon on my sleeve. I still burn for you. That old cowboy by the mirror said, son, I know that stare. He sang about lost love like it buried it somewhere. You leaned in close and smiled, said I'm not yours to keep, but your hand stayed on my shoulder, like you were hard to leave. Old jukebox, don't you start, I can't take that tune tonight. But she looked at me like trouble, and I looked back like goodbye. Whiskey on my breath, neon on my sleeve. You got that kind of pretty that leaves a man in need. Whiskey on my breath, you were gone before I knew. Whiskey on my breath, neon on my sleeve, I still burn leaves. Now the glass goes empty and the room goes thin. I hear your laugh come back to me every time the night rolls in. If love was a front porch fire, we let it run too high. Now I'm left with smoke and shadows, and your name stuck in my mind. Whiskey on my breath, neon on my sleeve. You got that kind of pretty that leaves a man in need. Whiskey on my breath, you were gone before I knew. Whiskey on my breath, neon on my sleeve, I still burn.